In this video, we will talk about TQM or Total Quality Management. The purpose of Total Quality Management initiatives is to change the pace at which things happen or the cost at which things happen. So if you actually look at your right-hand side, these are the impacts that you'll actually see. That is the material cost reduction, labor cost reduction, reduction in R&D cycle time, reduction in administrative costs, and decrease in demand increase. So these are the few things that you'll actually see. So let's look at some of the things that are very, very important for you to actually make these decisions. Okay. So first look at this, and then you want to look at as what of each of these initiatives does. Okay. So also please look at this. Okay. So the three things that are important for you to notice. One, what is the impact of the project? What are the different initiatives and what do they actually do? And how do I allocate budgets? The first and foremost that you would need to understand is 1.5 million or 1,500, however you put it. That is the maximum that you can put in for each of these initiatives each round. Anything above that, you'll have diminishing returns. That means you will not see an impact. So you do not want to put any excess funds into this particular initiatives. Additionally, what you'll also notice is that 4 million is the maximum that you want to spend on any of these initiatives over a period of time. That means this is round 3. That's when the TQM got activated. So now if I'm putting 1,500 in CPI initiative, 1,500 in the next round, the maximum I should be putting in the round 5 is only $1 million or 1,000 in here. Why? The reason being anything excess of that is useless or will have very negligible impact on any of these initiatives that you're actually seeing here. So let's look at our R&D cycle. Okay, so most of our products are coming out in the late third quarter, okay, or at the early part of the third quarter, or this one is coming out 2 years later, not 27, not 28, 29 third quarter. This is not a good idea because if it's coming out in the 5th round, so that means I'll only be able to sell last quarter of the 5th round, and 6th round is what I can actually sell this particular product in. So what I want to do here is basically try to lower this R&D cycle time. The way to actually do it is either I can actually reduce the configuration, which is again probably going to decrease the demand for my product, or it's not appropriately configured. The other way is using total quality management for some remedial action. So let's look at this. This one says it's going to reduce material costs and administrative costs, quality training issues, labor costs. Okay, channel support systems. This is going to improve distribution channels and lead to increased demand for your product. Concurrent engineering. This has an impact on R&D cycle time. It reduces the time the projects take to move across on the perceptual map. Let's look at putting 1,500 or 1.5 million on this initiative. Okay, this reduced my R&D cycle time by between 11.9, which is about 12%, and 15%. So let's look at your R&D cycle. What happened to them? As you see, this went from all the way from December to October. Okay, this one went from September 2029 to April 2029. This was in September. All of this was pretty much in late September to between in the third quarter. So everything moved to second quarter, most of them. Okay, now let's see further. Are there anything else that we can actually do with your R&D cycle time? If you look at this, basically reduces material costs as well as increased demand for your product. Benchmarking reduces administrative costs, quality deployment function. This increases demand and as well as reduces R&D cycle time. Let's see if we actually input 1,500 in here, what happens? So as you see, 24 to 30%, that's significant improvement in your R&D cycle time. So therefore, you want to make sure that you're doing this. So this almost got reduced by about, a year or so. This moved up. Okay, and everything's coming out in June and July, which is really good with the configurations that you actually provided. So that means you're seeing a visible impact on what's happening here. So this is coming out towards the end of year 4, which is great. Okay, so that's when your product configuration is changing all the way here, and then you don't have to worry about the low-end product until round 6. So we've done this. So would it be wise to just go ahead and put 1,500 in on each of these initiatives? Okay. Since that's having such a tremendous effect, right? So would it be a wise choice to actually do this? I will demonstrate to you why this is not the case. So this is costing me $15 million to produce this kind of impact. Okay, this is between 4.3 and 5.5 reduction in material cost, 5.6 to 7.1 in material costs, labor costs. Okay, R&D cycle time reduced between 24 and 30%. Administrative costs slashed by over a third, close to half. Increase in demand by 5.3 and 7.2%. So now when I actually am looking at this, the other thing that I want to look at is pro forma income statement. Okay, when I look at my pro forma income statement, I can actually see what my cost structures are. This is $23 million in labor costs and about close to $50 million in material costs. Okay, and administrative costs is about 2.588. Okay, that's very small compared to both labor costs. It's about 10% of your labor cost, 10%, about 5% of your material costs. So now the question is it really worth putting money into those segments, okay, or those particular aspects? I would debate if you're actually spending $3 million to reduce this by about $1 million, is it really worth it? Absolutely not. So therefore, you want to make sure that you're spending your money judiciously. Now let's look at what you can actually scale back. You saw that your labor costs are about $25 million and your material costs are about $49 million. So material cost reduction, even 4 to 5%, is significant and justifies the cost, as well as this accumulates over a period of time. That means whatever you're getting here, let's say you gain about 5% reduction in material costs, that will hold. If you're further investing into this reduction in material costs, that would compound further. That means your material costs will add on in the reductions in terms of probably it will go to 8% or 9%. If you do it one more year, probably reduce it by 10%. That is going to be about $4 million. Is it worth spending that kind of money? I would recommend yes. So let's look at here. Here it says material costs. We're trying to lower our material costs, so we'll keep that. Okay, just-in-time inventory, reduction in material costs, and administrative costs. So administrative costs are very minuscule, so I'm not going to invest a lot of money into it. I'm not saying you shouldn't be putting 1,500 here. I'm just showing you one approach that you can take. Reduction in labor costs, this is absolutely needed. Concurrent engineering reduces your improves distribution channels and lead to increase in demand. This one, channel support system, I would not at this stage. Okay, as well as R&D perceptual map. Here, you need this to improve your products and put them in the market in a timely manner. Reduction in material costs and increase in demand for your product. If you're really struggling to increase your demand, there are other ways to increase demand. If you really want to, you can go ahead and invest in that. Benchmarking, administrative costs, I would not invest money into this one because that's 1,500 to reduce your cost by about 1,000. So that's wasted money. R&D cycle time and increased demand. Yes, R&D cycle important. So therefore, investing into it reduces labor and material costs, absolutely needed. Here, adopting TQM will reduce material costs and labor costs, so therefore you need this. So you were spending $15 million, now see where we are with this. So you're only spending about $10 million versus $15 million. Hopefully, we've reduced everything. See, this decreased a little bit because we did not allocate money to some of the initiatives. Or to full-fledged, you can do this over a period of time. So therefore, we can continue to do that. But you've seen significant improvement in areas where you actually want the improvement. Okay, so your R&D cycle times improved. If you actually look at your production, your material costs and labor costs would have gone down quite a bit here as well. So that would be really useful. So therefore, I would say also, as you keep investing in your TQM, the amount of difference between what you produced and production after adjustment will continue to narrow the gap because you're actually improving the overall quality. These are all the benefits of TQM. Well, I hope this video helps you make wise decisions on your TQM. And I would say this should suit your strategy rather than just simply putting in numbers for the sake of putting them. Rather, what you want to do is you want to ensure that you're spending money very judiciously because that's coming out of your profit. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this really helps.